Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of NC-17. My name's Josh, and today we are going to be reviewing Graveyard Shark, which is a horror comedy. It is directed by Matthew Peters, or Matthew A. Peters, or Matt Peters. Uh, it stars Stephanie Ward, Michael John Gilbert, the bunch of people, Ryan Santiago, Madison Zabawa. I, I probably tortured that last name. My fault. Graveyard Shark didn't kind of. Well, I went in there blind. I'm just gonna say that went in blind. Didn't really know what to expect, but kind of knew what to expect. If that makes sense, you know, it's a horror comedy. Can't really go wrong with horror comedy. So the story is Stephanie plays Abby, who is like a cryptid hunter. She hunts monsters. Uh, her and her producer go looking for. Well, they're looking for a new story, so they hear about the graveyard shark. So they go there and they are trying to find out the truth or whatnot. And then they got yeah, they go there and they find out what's true and what's not true. Let's just say that the graveyard shark does exist, uh, and they got to try to figure out, why it's doing what it's doing, how it became to be, and how to get rid of it. They go to this graveyard shark survivor group because they got invited by a doctor, therapist, who, yeah, she's in it briefly. I don't want to give away too much. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, you must see it. It is definitely worth seeing. I rate all my movies 1 to 10. I'm gonna rate it here in a little bit. I want to go a little bit into the practical effects. They, I love practical effects. I'm a big practical effects kind of person. They didn't shy away from the blood or the gore. I mean, it literally is. I mean, yeah, it's good. I'm not gonna lie. It's got everything. I mean, dialogue in it's awesome. Acting in it is awesome. The directors did a good job with everything. The cinematography was good. The music was good, especially the end song. I love the end song. Uh, I got a couple favorite characters that I like. I do like Doug or Doug or Doug, uh, and his boy Pookie. They Pookie's introduction was off the chain. Like I was not expecting that, and I was like, okay, cool. I get it. But definitely worth watching. And my hats off to them. I'm not gonna take it off though because I'm bald. But my hats off to them for putting out a movie that when you hear the name, you kind of think, okay, you know what you're gonna get, but you don't know what you're gonna get. And the ending had a twist I did not see coming. Like I thought, okay, this is what's gonna happen, and then bam, right off to the left it went, and I'm like, what the fuck did I just watch? But it was awesome. I mean, like I loved how they did a switch and bait, if that makes sense. But yeah, it was definitely good. But when you go to watch this movie, you're gonna think, okay, it's about a shark that kills people that's in the graveyard, hence graveyard shark. I get that. I get the story, but to me, it kind of went a little bit more along the lines of a child without a father, abandonment. But I mean, because that plays a little bit into it. There's a really rad scene with a mermaid. Not gonna go into detail. Uh, if you've seen it, you know. If you don't, watch it. You'll find out. But it was definitely worth watching. I'm always a big fan of independent film, whether it be horror, comedy, action, drama, whatever. I like it all. But horror is my go-to. Horror is where my heart lies. I love horror movies. I mean, if you can't tell, I mean, I got my Myers everywhere, and but Graveyard Shark. This is directed to you, Matt. You did an awesome job. This goes to the cast. You did an awesome job. Uh, I thoroughly was entertained from beginning to end. Like the beginning graveyard scene was really good. I do love, like I said, the practical effects. You can't go wrong with practical effects. I do like the introduction of Abby and like the captain. I mean, when he came into that where they were having that meeting, and he kind of like, I told you, and I told you, and I told you, are these donuts free? Yes, toodles. I was like, what is going on here? I get it. I like it. And the bar scene where they're talking, I'm like, and he's telling his story. I was like, you have a very, very imaginative mind, which is really good. Really good. Uh, yeah, I'm laughing because I'm thinking of scenes that have happened. I mean, I literally just got done watching it, so I'm thinking, going back and watching scenes of what happened, and yeah, like the sheriff telling his deputies, "Don't fuck around." I ain't gonna say no more, but it was definitely beginning to end good. Practical effects awesome, story awesome, music awesome, cinematography awesome, directing awesome. Everything was awesome. Now for my rating, and one is worst, 10 is best. I don't, like there's a lot of movies that were good that hasn't received tens. This one gets a strong 9, in my opinion, but it gets a strong 9. Only reason it's not getting a 10 is because I wish it was just a little bit longer, because I was thoroughly enjoying the movie, and like it kind of went fast paced, but if it was just a little bit longer, maybe 15 minutes more, 10, 15 minutes more, it probably would have got a 10. But it does get a 9. And that's very respectable. Yeah, respectable. Because there's a lot of movies that are out there that I'm like, eh. But this one kept me entertained. It wasn't. It was a good movie. Just make sure you check it out. Make sure you check it out. All right, until next time, stay NC-17.